Howdy, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. Got a really quick one for you today because it's really annoying, and it's didn't even know about this. And I've been in business 26 years, and I just found out about this awful thing about bankruptcy. You know, you hear about bankruptcy most of your life, but I didn't realize that you can really get screwed into bankruptcy through no fault of your own. So here's the story. Remington, whom I'm sure you've heard of, they went bankrupt last July. We've been providing them bipods for over 10 years, and once they went bankrupt, and we send off a huge box of bipods, we invoice them, they send us a check. It's been going on like that forever, and then we kind of heard rumors. We knew it was coming, but didn't really do anything different. It was just like, here you go, here are your bipods, here's the invoice, here comes the check. But all of a sudden they go bankrupt, and we're still selling them stuff, we're still shipping stuff. But what turns out is that if anything that you sell to someone who declares bankruptcy 3 months prior to the declaration of bankruptcy, that's called the preference period. And during that preference period, only preferred vendors, secured creditors, whatever, they're the ones who are allowed to get paid. Schlubs like us who just make stuff and send it off and sell it, whatever, we're not preferred. So anything that we get paid during the preference period, the law firm tries to claw back. I don't know why it's called clawback, but it's an appropriate term because it's something that a freaking wild animal would do. It's like, give me that back. And it's maddening, because you're like, okay, I made you $10,400 worth of bipods, and I want my money. And then they say, oh, we want that money back. Well, can I have my bipods back? No, that's not our issue. They're already gone. Like, what the? And it's funny because I've heard from some of my buddies in the industry who also got bitten on the ass by the same thing. But anyway, so we found out that we had several transactions during the preference period, and this law firm that's handling the bankruptcy reached out to us and said, oh, well, you owe us this invoice and this invoice, $20,800. But they said, oh, well, this one invoice, this qualifies as this other thing, and we'll just forget about that. Just pay us $10,400. I'm like, $10,400 for what? And it was maddening. And they had to send us all these copies of invoices going back years, and when we got looking at it, we did some research on bankruptcy, and we found out that what we had been doing is called ordinary course of business. So if you're just transacting with someone like you always have, even though they go bankrupt, it's called ordinary course of business, and you don't have to give that money back. But guess what? The law firm that is representing the banker, the trustee of the bank, I don't know all these terms. I'm an engineer. I do guns. But it's very annoying, and of course they want as much money as they can get. So we're like, hey, this looks like ordinary course of business to us. They're like, oh no, because this payment. Anyway, I'm going to get into too much. This is going to take too much time. The bottom line is, this is getting tried in the federal bankruptcy court, Northern District of Alabama. So if you know somebody, or if you are somebody who can practice law in the bankruptcy court in that jurisdiction, I would love to talk to you. Best way to reach me is email right here, or the phone number. That's not as good, but yeah, I'm just I was dumbfounded by this whole thing, and you probably are too, unless you've been through it. It doesn't make any sense. One attorney I talked to about the situation summed it up best, I think. He said, bankruptcy court is where people come to break their promises. I thought, yeah, that sounds about right. So anyway, good stuff coming up soon on the channel. Now that I'm monetized again, I will be talking about Scott's accident. Most people don't ask me about that anymore, because most people saw Edwin's videos and Scott's videos and kind of have it figured out. But I know I'm not worried about people being scared of my guns blowing up anymore. We still got, I don't know, 2-year backlog, so that's obviously not a huge issue. But I do want, as a fellow gun nut and a gun nerd, I do want to tell you guys, everything that I have figured out, and just theorize on it all, because it's interesting, from an engineering standpoint. It's also, from a save your ass standpoint, it's something that all of us as shooters need to know about. Anyway, thank you for watching. Call me if you're a bankruptcy attorney, and thanks for listening to this really boring monologue. Catch you next time. Thanks.